It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Great. Set.
Hurts throwing right away. Complete. Smith has it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Look at this Baltimore defense.
They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Great, set.
Here's Hurts to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Eagles at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody, but bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion. To throw is Jackson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
You look at this Eagle defense.
Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
Now a 2nd and 10.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Throwing is Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the 1st down there, help them relax a little bit.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory.
Sidney Brown in on the tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now 2nd and 5.
Now it's Jackson.
Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's 3rd and 3.
Hey, report. Report. No, we changed it. Cut.
Jackson now. That is caught. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey. We changed it.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 7.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Jackson to throw.
He'll dump that one off to Mitchell.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second and 7.
Now Jackson.
Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell. He's got room to roam.
And finally down at the 9-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on first and goal.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Now it's Jackson. This is caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a third and goal. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
2nd down and 4. From the gun, it's Hurts. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Throwing is Hurts.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it.
And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Play action. Now Jackson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
T.J. Edwards
from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll drop to throw. Looking deep for Adams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Second and 10.
No, touch it.
Hurts.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Hey, Ozzy, sit up. Hey. Oh. Hey, middle.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll run with Mitchell. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Report. Middle.
Here's Jackson. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Ravens add 6 to their lead.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
right at the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
No touch that. No touch.
Now back to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, Silver. No touch.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to let one fly for Tate. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Eagles have cut it back within a score.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 9.
Jackson.
That's another one, complete to Mitchell.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, hey. Hey, shot.
Jackson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 41-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And Walker has it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
To throw again is Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Ravens are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that makes it a 21-10 game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Burt sets up to throw it. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception, tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Trying the right side with Mitchell.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They go play action with Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Go. Hey, middle.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
But for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Crowd left, Yanni. Go Silver, ready? Delta.
They go play action with Hurts. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's going to let one fly for Tate. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Returning it is Moore. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his big tight end here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw is Jackson. Throwing middle, and it's complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Middle.
From the gun, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing is Jackson. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Bass is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Real quick, ready?
The slot man in motion right.
Running left, here's Mitchell.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Walker. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Jackson to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Hey, report! Report!
Jackson now. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And power running here down to the 6-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Another run with Mitchell.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
No, we changed it. Hey.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown! A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is now 24.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Great.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
No touch.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts, eluding the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. Room here to run.
Through the middle of the field.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
A give here to Mitchell.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Right back to Mitchell on second down.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
55 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Right back to Mitchell here.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They run. It's Mitchell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were thrown for a loss.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
Throwing is Hurts.
Escaping the pressure right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Don't touch it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle to Smith.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Devontae Smith.
41 yards.
And the Eagles get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And it would seem as if their three-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. They'll start with a run by Mitchell.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. On the counter, Mitchell. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Now it's Jackson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able. The 3rd down conversion. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
It's not.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Once again, it's Mitchell.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Now Jackson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Six-yard return after a punt of 48.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Ravens are going to have it here just past the 25.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? Here's Jackson.
That is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
A run with Mitchell.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Now it's Mitchell.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Here's Mitchell.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took